What's going on, guys? This is Carroll from MyMMAnews.com and Carroll's Corner MMA podcast. Today, I'm joined by Chrissy Yandolli. We'll be fighting on uh, Jackhammer Promotions. Geez, I almost said a different promotion. Jackhammer Promotions, Super Bowl 4 on January 27th. Chrissy, thanks for joining me.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
So, tell us a little bit about your fight coming up. You're the headliner for it. How excited are you for this?
I'm super excited. I feel like it's long overdue. My last fight was actually almost 3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, so I'm pretty excited to make my return with Bobby and Jackhammer for promotions on this fight.
So you've been off for 3 years. Why the time off? Why the decision to come back and fight?
I was scheduled for another fight I think it was March that year, and I was scheduled on another promotion, and then my fighter backed out, and right after that, I blew my knee.
Ooh.
So I had to wait like 6 months before I had surgery. So that was another 6 months, and I had surgery. That was another 7 months. And then I kind of let life get in the way. And when I really just thought about what I wanted and where I wanted to be and like what made me happy, it was back in the gym.
Definitely. And how's the knee feeling now after surgery and rehab?
It's amazing. It feels great. I have a great strength coach who's been helping me get ready for this the whole time. And I don't even feel like I had surgery. It feels better than before.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear because a lot of times not everyone has the same feeling. A lot of times they have problems with after the surgery. So that's awesome. You're feeling better. What's your record in kickboxing? Yeah, I searched for preparing for the interview and I couldn't find a record anywhere online. I found your MMA record, but not your kickboxing record.
My pro kickboxing record is 2-0.
Okay.
My amateur MMA record is 3-1.
Okay. And
amateur kickboxing record, I have no idea. I'm not even.
You haven't done MMA in a while. You said you haven't done any fights in a while. Is there a chance you're doing a kickboxing K1 fight against Lisa Blaine for the Jackhammer Promotions? Any chance you might make that leap back into MMA world?
It's definitely not off the table. Coming back, I kind of wanted to stick with what I'm best at, which is striking. I want to see how I felt back in the ring first. Like that's my home, is stand up and kickboxing and K1 and all that. So I wanted to see, just focus on one thing for training, focus on my striking, getting that like back up to where the level it used to be and go from there. So MMA is not completely off the table going forward, like after this fight, but right now it's just not my concern.
Definitely. And you're fighting Lisa Blaine, who recently fought at Bellator on Long Island on the Fedor fight card. Tell us a little bit about your opponent. What are some challenges that she presents to you?
I don't. So I'm like that weird fighter. Like I don't really research like my fighters because I'm gonna go and do like what I want to do. She's super tough. I mean, I know that. Like it's gonna be a great fight. She is in Bellator. I know she's had a bunch of MMA fights. I really don't know if she's had a bunch of striking fights, to be honest with you. Like I couldn't even tell you if she's ever just done stand up. I don't know. She's a sweetheart. I know that. She was actually at one of my fights before. So I've met her in person. We're actually friends on Facebook. She's a super good person. And I don't know. We're just going to put on a show. It's going to be fun.
That's awesome. And I know whenever the women get in there, they definitely put on a show. So I'm excited to see you guys get in there and fight. I saw online on social media that you're training at Long Island MMA. I've also seen you training at Law MMA. Which is your home gym currently, and who will be cornering you for this fight?
My home gym is Long Island MMA, and Ryan LaFleur will be in my corner. Awesome. Jenny Nadell is out of Law MMA. They're always like my second home. They're amazing. They always step up, and especially Jenny like helps me out. We all help each other out to get ready for our fights. She's got a fight coming up in February as well. and all the girls at her gym, like they're just hungry and they love to get working whenever they can. So she kind of orchestrated this whole like lady sparring day on Sundays, and we've been there on Sundays just punching each other. It's kind of cool.
That's awesome that you guys organize that. Have you seen throughout the Sundays taking place more women show up to train, spar, and has it like grown?
Yes, no, it definitely has. Like I think we've done it for 2 or 3 weeks so far, and word of mouth, like she's got her girls at the gym. They have a lot of girls there, which is amazing. And then I called Jill this week, and I was like, hey, come down to spar, like. And then Mia comes down from Belmore. Like we're all different weights. We're all different, like at different levels in our career. But it's like we're just working with each other and we're helping each other, and it's been really awesome.
That's awesome. And so, what have you added to your fight camp? Um, since you'll be a third professional fight, have you added anything different from your previous fights to this camp?
I haven't really added anything different per se. Like I've always done the same like schedule. This time I'm actually training. I've been training a lot more with Ryan LaFleur, who is amazing with his striking and his classes and teaching and just his pad works. It's very different than what I've been used to with training, and I love it. He does a lot of awkward combinations that people aren't expecting, but once you throw them, you realize like how fluid they really go. And if I'm sure you've watched some of Ryan's fights, like he's just a savage on the feet. So it's been really amazing working with him more for this fight camp. Like my last few fight camps, maybe I've worked with him once or twice, here and there during the weeks, but because he was always fighting and had his own career. But now he's in the gym so much, so it's been huge. It's totally transformed my striking.
That's awesome. And that kind of brings me to my next question. You're speaking about Ryan having more time, always in the gym. Because his career, he retired from fighting. Now I guess he's a full-time coach. Do you see a distinct difference in him as a coach and just getting he's mentally, physically he's there more, I guess you could say, because you're not worried about your own career. What's the big difference now that he's retired?
I mean, I feel he's the same person. He's always been he's always been in the gym and a part of the gym, and he's always been there, knows what's going on with the fighters in the gym. But now I feel like he's just a little bit more hands on. I feel like he shines as a coach and as like a trainer. He's amazing at it. He gets the fight game so much more than other people that I've worked with, and all aspects of it, to be honest with you. And it's great having him in the gym, all that, like seeing him like teaching and there all the time. I think the people that have joined the gym, like we have so many fighters now outcoming, and not just UFC athletes. I mean, we obviously have a lot of those too, but we just have so many like different style fighters in our gym. I think we have we have 4 people fighting on this show, and then we have 5 fighters fighting in another show 2 weeks later, and 2 other guys just fought a month ago. And I think it's just brought the level of our gym like through the roof. That we have so many, like, and the morale in the gym too. Like, but our gym has stepped up completely.
Yeah, that's awesome because there's a lot of other promotions having events within the same time period, so everyone's kind of in fight camp at the same time, which is awesome.
I know, it's like every other week I feel like there's another fight. It's like, oh my god, there's a fight. Oh, when is the fight? Like, and how many are there? It's crazy. I love it though. I mean, it means the sport's growing. So back in the day, you used to have to wait 6 months in between promotions and like hope you got a fight. Now there's so many different options for fighters to get on.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you got Rise Grappling coming up. Then 2 days later, if you're the fight your card you're on, Jackhammer Promotions. Then a week later, it's Triton Fights Friday night. Cage Wars up in Albany, and then a couple weeks later, ACC out in Westchester. So yeah, definitely a lot going on in the regional area, which is awesome for the fighters because it gives you guys a lot more opportunities. But let's go back to the Jackhammer's card. Is there any pressure on you being the headliner for this?
I love it. I think it's great. I've been the main event before in fights, never on a pro, like as a pro. I have as an amateur. It's fun for me. I like to be able to like hang out when I get to the fights and like watch a little bit and like mingle a little bit and then like get ready. Of course, there's always pressure. Even if you're the first fight, there's pressure. Like I think it's the same amount. I don't think it really makes a difference as long as like you know what you've been doing and like you've done everything in the gym. Like it is what it is at that point. You know, like we're both going in there to do our best, and hopefully, it whatever the result, I just hope it's a great fight, which I think it will be.
That's awesome. So I've never gotten to speak to you before, and it's a pleasure to finally get to chat with you. Tell me a little bit how you got into MMA and why you chose this path.
I started kickboxing. I won't even talk about how long ago, but I ended up. It's been quite a while. I ended up going to like a local show that I never even knew existed because I mean, if you back then, if you weren't in the industry, like if you didn't fight or go to like a jiu-jitsu like a gym, you didn't even know they were there or you had a friend. So somebody brought me, their friend of a friend was fighting, and I sat in the crowd and I just remember like being like in awe, like, oh my god, this is like a thing, and why are there no girls fighting? I literally went through the program that they had, found the gym that was closest to me, walked in to that gym the next day. It was like, I saw you had fights you had fighters yesterday. I want to fight. And I think they thought I was nuts, which I mean, most people think I'm nuts when I tell them. And I literally 4 weeks later, I think I actually fought. Like it was 4 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't recommend that, but the girl I fought was super awesome, but she was throwing things like I didn't even know yet. Like I think she was training at the time for like it was still her first fight, but she was probably training for like a year and a half, 2 years, and I literally just started. And I was like, ooh, that was a fancy kick. Like it was pretty funny, but I just jumped in it and did it. My switch over to MMA happened when I was at Long Island MMA. I had joined Long Island MMA like 8 years ago when they first started like getting up and like having their gym and their space, and I went there because I had a fight lined up. I didn't have a gym anymore. I just wasn't jiving with my old gym, so I went there. They took me in, and I had my first fight with them. And ever since, like they kind of made me fall in love with kickboxing all over again. I always did it as a hobby, and it's still my hobby, but I definitely, once I joined and started going to Long Island MMA, like took it more seriously. I loved it more. Everyone there like loves the sport, and it kind of just made me fall back in love with it. And that's when I started jiu-jitsu, and then was like, hey, let's jump in a cage now, you know. And then that, you know, I kind of don't plan things out. I kind of just do it.
That's awesome. I know every time I've walked into Long Island MMA to interview some fighters, guys and girls are all super friendly there. It's an awesome environment. Definitely like a lot of everyone that's come out of that gym. That's for sure. What's some advice you would have for a woman just getting started into the MMA/kickboxing world? Any advice for them to what kind of direction they should take?
I feel like first you need to find a gym that you're comfortable in. Not every gym is for every person. Meanwhile, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a million gyms, especially around us, that are great. But if you're not comfortable in your gym, it's different as a girl. You're usually one of the few that are in there. So I would always be comfortable. Always give it a trial. You know, most gyms give you a week. Find where you're comfortable, find someone that you trust, and just do it.
That's awesome. Definitely. So how can people get tickets for the Jackhammer promotions fighting the 27th? What are some ways they can get a hold of you and get some tickets?
You can message me, which I think my handle's here on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. You can message me. I can get them to you. I know it's short notice, but I'm all over the place. You could probably stop down to Long Island MMA and pick some up. We have a lot of tickets left between all the 4 fighters that we have going on. So if anybody wants tickets, hit me up. I'll get them for you. I take Venmo. We can do all that fun stuff.
Awesome. Definitely. I'm sure people still looking for tickets. Last time, I think at Jackhammer's last event, they sold over 1,100 tickets. So
it's a great show, and
yeah.
honestly, it's never been to a kickboxing event. It's probably one of the best ones on Long Island to go to. There's so much fun. The way that Mulcahy's and Jackhammer sets up the whole venue is awesome. They have the bars, they have the VIP tables, the ringside seats. It's a fun show. They do an amazing job. It's one of my favorite places to fight.
Definitely, yeah. Bobby Campbell definitely does a fantastic job. But he's also doing something different that a lot of other promoters haven't really done yet, which is the press conferences. On Thursday, he'll be holding a press conference. What are your thoughts on that? And I'm curious what you think about that.
I think it's fun. I think it's fun for the fighters. I hope it's fun for the fans too. Most people that do come to the shows are usually like friends and family, but then it's like friends of a friend of a friend, and then some people might just be, especially Mulcahy, he's walking by and see what's going on, and they want to jump in. But I definitely think it's for the outside world who don't really know much about fighters, like, we're real people too. We're not just your entertainment, I swear. We speak too. And I find it that I hate nothing more than like after fight interviews, because I don't even know what's coming out of my mouth half the time. And it's probably like never good, because you're just like all over the place. You want to get out of the ring. You want to like go talk to your mom or your dad or whoever's there watching, and your friends. And you have someone asking you questions, and you're like, I don't know, I was trying to knock her out, but like, I want to go now. And like, you say the dumbest things. So I feel like the week before having that press conference, when people have questions for you and they want to know what's going on, you're in a little bit better like state of mind at that point to answer those questions.
That's awesome. Definitely. Yeah, that's true, because I believe a lot of people, they just say whatever right after that fight to the person interviewing them, and people will be like, what'd they just say? And then they're like, all right, I gotta get going.
I watched my own, and I'm like, what? Did I even speak English? Like, it's just bad. Like, your emotions and like everything is like through the roof. And they're like, so how'd you feel today? And you're like, I don't remember. I don't even know like what's going on. And so I think the press conference is actually really cool. It's like a really good idea.
Definitely. I 100%. For those watching who want to go to the press conference, it's free admission at Mulcahy's in Wantagh, right off the train station. So if you don't want to drive, just get off the train, walk down, walk in. It's free. The bar will be open. The kitchen will be open. And there's going to be a raffle for free tickets if you want to join that. There's shirts being given away. There's all sorts of things going on. And you get an opportunity to speak to the fighters, which is awesome. That's this Thursday, January 17th at Mulcahy's. So definitely check that out if you can. And then the fight's on January 27th. Before we wrap it up, I just want to ask, what's one thing about you that nobody knows but you'd like to share with everyone?
Oh, that's such a good question. I don't know. Oh my God. That's like you stumped me. I feel like I'm an open book, but like, I don't know who actually listens to me. So, I might not be. I feel like I talk about a lot of things all the time. Something about.
I've had one.
People think I'm really girly.
Okay.
And I'm not. I look girly, and I'm kind of girly, like, with like how I dress. Like, I fight in skirts, and like I look like I'm little dainty, but like I'm probably the biggest tomboy that you've ever met that wears makeup and dresses. I might look girly, but I'm just not girly. But I think everyone assumes I am, because I like to like play it up sometimes.
There you go. Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you get in the cage against Lisa Blaine and go to town, do some work. Should be an exciting fight. Anyone you want to recognize or shout out to? Any sponsors you want to mention?
Crown Clothing Line, they're always my number one sponsor. And just really everyone who tolerates me during my fight camps and tolerates me not calling them back or not texting them back because I thought I did, but I'm busy and I'm running to the gym and I never called them back. So all my family and friends that I pretty much ignored for the last 2 months, I love you and thank you for not hating me and still buying tickets to my fight.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm sure they'll be there in full support. Chrissy, I appreciate you hopping on and joining me on the Carroll's Corner MMA podcast. It's a blast chatting with you and getting to know you. Looking forward to seeing you again on Thursday night at the press conference and then seeing you get inside the cage.
I can't wait. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks. Bye.